So Smiling Friends is coming to a close this coming weekend. Mixed feelings about it because I love that show. It's such a great show, honestly. I've been watching Psychic Pebbles since high school, and it very much fit my high school sense of humor at the time, with the over-the-top absurdity and nastiness, and still with a point to it. There was oftentimes a message associated with Psychic Pebbles' YouTube videos. But first and foremost, you watch it for the shock value and just the plain hilarity of the whole thing. And I remember him saying a long time ago, Zach Hadel, otherwise known as Psychic Pebbles, that he had pitched a show to Adult Swim to be the full-on Hellbenders series, because he made 2 Hellbenders videos just for YouTube, and then he tried to get a series made out of it. Adult Swim rejected it. And that is so great that that happened, even though I would have totally enjoyed a Hellbender series. I love that he got Smiling Friends instead. The partnership between him and... Oh, I can't remember his name. I think his first name's Michael, the Australian guy. I just really feel the sum of its parts coming together. And just... What is that word? Synergizing. It's so much of what I initially liked about Psychic Pebbles' videos, but with just a hint more of sincerity and heart to it. I never thought that Psychic Pebbles was like a ruthlessly mean person or anything like that, even though he had mean humor, but there really is an edge of, just kindness to the whole thing. I mean, the whole premise of the show is silly, but it's heartfelt at the same time. It's that there's all these people that are different species. I don't know exactly what you'd call them in this alternate reality. But their whole goal is to go and make people smile. Like, that's both silly and lends itself to a lot of sweetness. And the show was renewed for 2 additional seasons beyond this last one, but the creators themselves have decided to pull it off the air. Because they're just burned out, I guess. They've been on this same series working on it for a number of years now. I get that after a certain point you just gotta move on to the next thing. And it's a little sad. I feel like there are still wilder and more entertaining adventures that they could have their characters go on. But it is still nice that if they're not feeling it, the show just can come to a close for now. How many shows? I don't even need to say the term. How many shows have jumped the shark just because the initial spark fades away naturally over time? How many shows were like perfect for their this many seasons and then the last 2 were just okay to mediocre to sometimes bad? And you're like, man, now I can rate the initial this many seasons as great, but can I rate the entire show as fantastic? Because we tend to view things through the lens of how they ended. You can tell when a show had a dedicated finish that it brought at just the right time, versus one that just kept getting renewed over and over and over again just because it was a proven concept. It was making lots of money, and it kept its audience consistently. Smiling Friends could have become that. I don't need to name any shows in particular, but there are some that are still on now that people only watch with a faint memory of what it used to be. Now, I'm sort of one to talk because the show I will name is Family Guy, which everybody says should have ended ages ago, and I don't exactly disagree, but I don't view that show in the same way that I critically analyze other TV shows. I like having it on in the background as comfort food. It's like a TV show campfire, right? But even I have to concede that I could not rate the entire series of Family Guy as great. I can rate a handful of episodes, maybe some seasons, as great. It's more of a moment-to-moment show anyway in the first place. It's totally irrational how addicted I am to that show. And I need to talk to a therapist about it. But the great thing about Smiling Friends is that we can say that 100% of it was great, or at the very least good. I can't think of a single episode of that show that's come out that I dislike. I think part of that is also testament to the brevity of the episodes. They don't overstay their welcome. I am really erring on the side of doing things short, because the shorter something is, the less capacity it has to lose your interest or go in a direction that you don't like. Yeah, but Smiling Friends has meant a lot to me the last handful of years, and I feel like the creator's sense of humor and world perspective aged with mine, and it aged in a very nice way that I'm excited to see what it amounts to with its final episodes.